on. Let me see. I'm not sure. So hold on. Okay. One is on vicarious liability. Okay. One area which you need to know is on vicarious liability. Yeah. Okay. Here, are things you need to know under vicarious liability. Yeah. What are things you need to know under vicarious liability is, yeah. One, you need to know what is vicarious liability. What is vicarious liability? Secondly, you need to know why are they making the employer liable for the negligent act of their. And thirdly, you need to know why they're making the employer liable. Yeah. And thirdly, you need to know what are the elements. What are the elements needed to establish vicarious liability? What are the elements needed to establish vicarious liability? So that means, you know, the definition of vicarious liability. Secondly, what are the elements needed to establish liability? And thirdly, why are they making the employer liable for the negligent act of their employee? Why are they making the employer liable? Because here the employer is not liable, the employee is liable, right? But why are they making the employer liable? So some of the cases you can mention here is insurance. I think I've given you all right. Beard versus London General Omnibus and Ross versus Plenty. These are some of the cases here, and also like given you all sublation cases also isn't there. So support with the cases. Any questions you all want to ask me on vicarious liability? Any question you want to ask me on vicarious liability? Please do ask, because your midterm exam you have 5 questions to answer any 4 out of the 5 questions set. Okay, I'll repeat again. Okay, your midterm exam you have 5 questions. You answer any 4 out of the 5 question set. You have any question to ask me on vicarious liability, please do ask. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Hello, can you hear me? Tell me, do you all have any question to ask me? Any question you want to ask me on vicarious liability?
No.
Any question? Are you clear on that?
Yes.
So that are the areas you all need to focus on vicarious liability. That are the areas you need to focus. Maybe one more case I could give you all is on, the name of the case is DBKL versus Ong Kok Peng, a Malaysian case, yeah? A Malaysian case on vicarious liability. You got it? Or another case, also a Malaysian case, State Government of Perak versus Muni Andi. So these are the cases which you could give in order to support your answers. Okay. Any question, please? Your midterm, yeah. You have to answer 4 questions out of the 5 questions set. Each question carries 25 marks. So that means, yeah, your midterm, the weightage is same like your final. Your final exam is 50% and your midterm is 50%. You see, yeah? Hello? Are you listening?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. Whatever communication I'm having with you all here, please make it very P&C, yeah? I think all lecturers, they have to exit from the group. I'm sure you all have known by now, yeah? Are you all aware of that? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you all aware, yeah? Because the lecturers, all lecturers, they have to exit from the group no more, because the exam is around the corner. Yeah. So since in this group no other lecturers are involved, yeah. Any lecturers in this group?
No.
No. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So you know why? Very important. I like to stress here, because your final exam, yeah, I've set two set of questions, set A and set B. Normally set A we use it for final, and normally set B we use it for receipt, you know. But knowing Imperia, anything can happen. Yeah, they might use set B for final and set A for your receipt, you know. So what I'll do is I will cover both. At least you all are not lost, you know. As first, but your midterm only one set. This is what you need to know on your midterm. Okay, is it clear now on that?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, that. All right. The other one there is on environment. Yeah, the other one is on environmental law. Yeah, I think environmental law I did explain to you all the other day. Yeah, to what extent the environmental law in Malaysia currently could resolve the issues and challenges faced by the environment in the country. You remember, I was going through all the examples and some of the statistics and all the things. Just stick to that, yeah. Just stick to that, yeah. If some of y'all are not feeling uncomfortable answering that, then still you all should be okay. You know why? I'll come back to that later, yeah. The other one is on, it's a mixture, yeah. This on law of contract, yeah, but it's a mixture. One part you need to know what is proposal and what is acceptance. Okay, you need to know what is proposal and what is acceptance. Okay, now I'm sure you all know what's proposal. Proposal comes under section 2, subsection A of Contract Act 1950, and acceptance comes under section 2, subsection B, right? So the three requirements and all the things, right, that you all need to know on that, yeah. That all you need to know on that, yeah. Okay, now other than that, yeah, that is one part. Another part you need to know, because this part you have A, B, C, yeah. A, B, C, yeah, that's right, you have A, B, C, yeah. The other part you need to know is discharge part, focus only on frustration. Discharge, focus only on frustration. When talking about frustration, when talking about frustration, yeah, you need to know, yeah. When talking about frustration, you need to know the definition of frustration under section 57, and also you need to know section 66, that is what are the remedies available for frustration, and also you need to know what are the elements needed to establish frustration. Frustration should be outside the contemplation of the parties. Frustration should not be self-induced, and also frustration should only come in as the last resort when there is no other alternative way to carry out that agreement. Am I right? That all you need to know. Yeah, that all you need to know. Yeah. Okay. Other than that, yeah. Other than that, of course, you need to know which are situations frustration can take place. Death of a person and all the things you all know, isn't that? Government policy, subject matter missing, and all the things, yeah. Okay, do on that, yeah. Okay, and then another part you need to know under the same question, yeah, is which carries almost more mark here, yeah. Discuss any 3 types of remedies, not any type, yeah. You discuss on damages, you discuss on specific performance and injunction. Okay, tepat. So go and study what is damages, what is injunction, and what is specific performance. Are you all clear on this thing, Tan, Shirley?
Yes.
Go and study all that, yeah. Okay, that is one, yeah. Okay, the other one, yeah, is on occupier's liability. The other one is on occupier's liability. Occupier's liability. The other one is on occupier's liability. You all know what's occupier's liability, right? Hello? You all know what's occupier's liability?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Go and study on occupier's liability. Go and study on occupier's liability. Okay, occupier's liability, what things you need to know under occupier's liability, not only knowing occupier's liability, discuss the duties and liabilities. Discuss here, you need to discuss here what are the duties and what are the liabilities owed by occupier. Owed by occupier. That means owner of premises, Owner of premises could be land, be property. Towards here, towards visitors, whether invited visitors or uninvited visitors. So that means basically go and study what are the duties of the occupier, duties and abilities.
Sorry, sir, can you repeat?
Invited.
Yeah.
What's
Hello?
that?
It's a bit like
Okay, what you need to know. Okay, what you need to know here is explain what is occupier's liability. Explain what is occupier's liability and what duties. What are the duties of the occupier towards invited and invited guests? Duties and liabilities. So here, of course, you need to know the definition of the definition Witt versus Lacan, WH. Just know what is the definition of occupiers. First, give the definition of occupiers and what you mean by the owners. But owners, the person who is the premises. Okay, explain who is a visitor and who is uninvited visitors, and then you say what are the duties of occupier, the owner's building, the guests and uninvited visitors. Also, what are their liabilities? Are their liabilities? So you need to keep the data of what is premises, what is lawful visitors, what is unlawful visitors, without invitation. You say unlawful visitors here, or you can term them as implied admission, implied like postman. You're not inviting, but he's coming in, can be said as visitors. Coming in lawfully. So the things if you write down, will also a person coming in without lawful means. What is the liability on them? And in all the things, and then briefly touch on the defenses. What are the defenses available? What are the defenses available? What are the defenses available? So the defenses here is pretty similar to negligence here. One is voluntary non-fit injuria. The other one is contributory negligence, and also exclusion of occupier's liability. Exclusion, that are things you need to discuss on this. Okay. How many areas have I given you on? How many? Okay, the other one, is on the rule in Ryland versus Fletcher. Okay, you just discuss what are the rules laid down in the case of Ryland versus Fletcher. Okay, you all know what's Ryland and Fletcher, right? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, what are the rules established in Ryland and Fletcher? What are the rules established in Ryland and Fletcher? What are the rules? If you run through my slide here, the rules are there. If you run through my, so here the question is a very general question here. When I say it's a very general question here, it's just asking you to explain what are the rules in Rayleigh and Fletcher and the impact of it. So that means Rayleigh and Fletcher is a form of a nuisance, So here you discuss what are the elements needed to establish the rule in Rayleigh and Fletcher. It must be an escape, it must be serious. You remember all the elements, you discuss that, and what are the impact on it. You just study that, it's more than enough. Depan. Okay, so I discuss all the 5 areas. So you 4. Okay. Hello, you all have any question, please ask. Yeah. Any question, please ask. Okay, just now, okay, now I'm going back. You remember I did mention about one part of your law of contract just now. Yeah, you remember? I did mention about remedies for breach of contract. Am I right? The 3 types: damages, specific performance, and injunctions, right? Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Then for damages, for damages, it comes under section 74 of the Contract Act, If you just run to, even if you Google the Contract Act, and then go to section 74, section 74 touches on remedies for breach of contract. What are the damages? Okay, and then of course, you know what specific performance, right? Specific performance, is an order. Specific performance, the plaintiff cannot demand for specific performance. Specific performance is the discretion of the High Court whether to grant or not to grant. So normally specific performance would be only granted in rare situation where money could not do justice. Where money could not do justice, then that's where specific performance is granted to the plaintiff. Specific performance is governed by Section 20 of the Specific Relief Act 1950. Section 20 of the Specific Relief Act 1950. Some cases for specific performance, I give you some cases here. You all have any cases? Hello? Why the silence? Do you all have any cases? Ada ke tak ada?
No.
Ada, Okay, I give you one case. Go and do some work here on this case, Dato Abdullah bin Ahmad. Dato Abdullah bin Ahmad versus Syarikat Permodalan Kebangsaan. Okay, Dato Abdullah bin Ahmad versus Syarikat Permodalan Kebangsaan. One case you can refer to. Another case you can refer to SIAH, SIAH versus Tengku Nong, NONG. And that case also you can refer to. If you want another case, I can give you Lim Nyok Chan versus Wang Zin, TSIN. So that are the cases you can apply for specific performance, Okay, dapat? Okay. For injunction, you all know what's injunction, right? You know what's injunction, right? Injunction, there are so many types of injunction, Mereva injunction, ada banyak types of injunction. Are you all aware? There are so many types of injunction. Mereva injunction, Anton Pila order, restrictive injunction, prohibitory injunction, ada banyak types of injunction, So, injunction is only granted by the High Court judge. Only, all types of injunction only granted. Injunctions are temporary relief order, Okay. Go, and even if you go, you will know what is injunction. Even if you go, you would know what is injunction. Okay, dapat? Okay, injunction, Okay. Okay, any other things you want to know on your for your midterm? Anything you want to know? Have I covered all the 5 areas? Hello? Have I touched on all the 5 areas? Sudah?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just put it aside. Now I will go, listen carefully again, I will, you see, as what I did mention to you earlier, for your final exam, we have set 2 sets of questions, set A and set B. Set A normally, public universities here, especially public universities here, normally we use set 1 only for final and set 2 for receipt, for receipt we normally use it, that is the concept, but like Imperia, anything can happen in Imperia. Sometimes they might use set B for final and for your receipt, so to go on the safe side, I will do the areas on both easier for you. Am I right? What do you think? Hello? Another
Okay.
thing, before I go further here, I have to go to Imperia physically to sit for them here.
Yes,
Or
sir.
is it you are sitting the exam online?
No, go to college. Physical exam.
Huh?
Physical exam.
What's that? Hey, why, huh? Hey, very strange, right? So you are prefer to go physically? Hello?
Yes.
I don't
prefer to go
know
physical.
one or not lah. It's already set for its physical exam with no choice.
It's an order. It's an order. But I think most places here, they're having only online, But I think some of you, if from outstation, you all have to travel, right? But anyway, the restriction from other states, you are free to travel now, isn't it? Okay. Let me see what I think. Okay. I think I've already given you all the areas for anything you all want to know some more, For
Want to know about the final exam? What are the areas that will come out for final?
fine. Okay, right, for final, Okay, let me see. Okay, one, you need to know on Malaysian legal system, Okay, Malaysian legal system, what you all need to know, is this is an essay, got 4 parts, A, B, C, D, One part you need to know what is federal system. What is the characteristic of federal system? Okay, what is the characteristic of federal system? You know what's federal system or not? Federal system is where the government powers are divided between central and various state government. Okay, we have the central government and then we have the state government, right? The federal government controls over the state government. So like land, like the National Land Code, 1965, land is a state matter, not a federal matter, So in Malaysia, we have a federal system. That means, the federal government, we have the federal government and we have the state government. State government controls the land and other things. The federal government is the one who enact the law, but state also, they enact their own state laws and all these things, right? Discuss very briefly. Okay. And then the other part you need to know is what judge-made law. What is judge-made law? And just deliver judge on the law, right? Betul kan? Yes or no? So here, of course, judges do give decision, but only decision of the court, the federal court becomes the law. Am I right? But normally, judges also interpret law. Akta, Akta Act of Parliament. Normally, judges they do, That's a guideline for judges. There's certain guidelines for judges. They have certain rules like mischief rule, golden rule, little rule, interpretation of to a given situation, So vary all this for 6 months, yeah, 25 or 6 months, nothing like that, more than. And then another part you need to know is difference between civil and criminal. I think you all were teachers. You all have specific on that thing. And also you need to know is what is also need to know between legislation delegated legislation.
Sorry, sir. I cannot hear.
What's that?
The third one is what? Cannot hear. After civil and criminal.
No, the first one is what is federalism, right? The second one is laws. That is what you mean by judgment law, right? The third one is the difference between civil and criminal law. And the fourth one is what is the difference between legislation and delegated legislation? Okay, got it? All right, dapat?
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, is one area which you need to know. Another area which you need to know is again this year another question. You have A to E now. So here one part is asking you to explain what is intention to create a legal relationship. Another part is asking you what you mean by certainty. Okay, now can anyone of you, Young, explain to me what is certainty in your understanding? Young, what is certainty? Can you explain to me what is certainty, Young? Not too much messages here. Yeah, tell me. Yes. What is certainty?
I don't know. I don't remember.
The answer is you don't know and you don't remember. That's the answer. Okay, anyone? You see, I'm talking about certainty. These are things you need to know. Certainty normally comes under Section 30 of Contract Act, Section 30. Certainty is one of those elements needed for the formation of a valid binding agreement. Certainty means every agreement entered into by the parties must be clear, precise, and must be subject to only one interpretation. Am I right? And hello, you got it? Karpan Chetty is one of the leading case. Karpan Chetty is one of the leading case for that, Okay, you need to explain all that things here very. You need to explain all that very briefly, yeah. Okay, and then the other one you need to explain is briefly explain what are the remedies for breach of contract. What are the remedies for breach of contract? So I'm sure you all know, isn't the injunction, damages, money compensation, specific performance, and all these things here very briefly only. And then the other one is define what is offer and what is acceptance. The last one, what is past consideration? So A to E each carries 5 marks. So very briefly only. Okay. Dapat? Hello.
So the last one is what?
Hello. Please hold on. Yeah. Please, hello. This is 11:45 news. No more repeating.
No, sir. The last one is what? The last one.
Hello. I just mentioned right. Hello. This is 11:45 news. No repeating.
But sir, your sound is very lag.
Sir, you're very lag,
Very much. You cannot hear.
It's so lag. It's so lagging. Yeah, very hard to hear.
Okay, what about now? What about now?
Slightly better, but just now it's very hard to hear.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
the last one you need to know what is past consideration. Okay.
Okay.
So of course, when you're talking about consideration here, So basically, first you need to explain what is consideration. The definition of consideration. The definition of consideration comes under section what? Section 2, subsection D of Contract Act 1950, right? And then you go on to say all agreements need to have a consideration. Any agreement without consideration is null and void and invalid and cannot be enforced by the court of law. But there are exceptions to it, which comes under section 26. You explain all these things and then you go in and explain what is past consideration. Because as far as Malaysian law is concerned, past consideration is a good consideration. Compare with UK. UK past consideration is not a good consideration, right? Pang Siu Kim case and all the things you can cite, yeah? All right. Okay, any other question? Depan. Okay, and then another area. Okay, this one here is quite straightforward. Yeah, here you need to explain what are the elements. What are the elements needed to establish negligence? What are the elements needed to establish negligence? And also you need to know here what are the defenses available to the defendant. Okay, so of course when you're talking about here, so you need to know the case of course you need to know the case of Donoghue and Stevenson, and also the case of what? Lim Kabi case you need to know, Bolton case you need to know, Kaparau Dickman case you need to know. Some of the key elements you need to know, yeah? Okay, what are the elements? What are the elements needed to establish negligence? What are the elements? Hello? Shelley, can you tell me what are the elements needed to establish negligence? Shelley? Shelley, are you on the line?
Yes.
Tell me, what are the elements needed to establish negligence?
I don't remember.
Huh?
I don't remember.
You couldn't
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Is it a good answer? Is it a good answer for that? Is it a good answer for that? You can't remember. Is it a good answer?
I
is it a good
haven't
answer?
studied that. I haven't studied that part.
You have not
Yeah.
studied that part, is it?
Yeah, I'm studying
you need
other
to-
part. Haven't until that yet.
What other parts are you? What other parts are you reading now?
All the front part like discharge consideration and also the vicarious liability.
Okay, so here you need to explain, yeah, very frankly, you need to explain the facts of the case on Donoghue and Stevenson, and also because this is the case, yeah, it's a 1932 case. I'm sure you all are aware, isn't it? This is a 1932 case, am I right? Because this is a case here which you need to know, because this is a case which establishes what is negligence and what is duty of care, right? Okay, so what are the elements needed to establish duty of care? What are the elements needed? What elements needed to establish duty of care? The first element, what's the first element? Whether the defendant owe a duty of care towards the plaintiff. So the duty of care need to be a legal duty and not a moral duty. The second element is whether that duty of care had been breached. And thirdly, because of the breach, has the plaintiff suffered loss, damage or injury. And fourthly, the remoteness test. Am I right? This, and then each of these elements you support with cases, yeah? And then, yeah, and then you go on to say, and then very important, yeah, and then you go on to say, yeah, now we are slowly deviating away from the principle laid down in Donoghue and Stevenson. Am I right? We are heading towards the direction given by the case of Kaparau Industries versus Dickman. Am I right? So what was the rules laid down in that case? You mentioned that. Okay, Dapat? You get it? Okay, you need to know that all, yeah? And then, of course, the defenses. What are the defenses? What are the defenses available? What are the defenses available for the defendant? What are the defenses available for the defendant? Hello? What are the defenses available for the defendant? What are the defenses? Voluntary, non-fit injuria. Okay. Contributory negligence. Betul kan? What else? Valid exclusion clause, mechanical defect. There are all some of the general defenses available for the defendant, including contributory negligence. Yeah, when you're talking about Uchi, yeah, hello, are you listening? See, first, yeah, when you're talking about negligence, yeah, you need to explain what is negligence first. Okay, you need to explain what is negligence first. And then once you have explained negligence, then you say negligence is related to duty of care. Okay, what is duty of care? Duty of care was established in the case of Donegal and Stevenson, and the leading judge in that particular case was, who's the leading judge in that particular case? Who's the leading judge in that particular case in Donegal and Stevenson? The leading judge was Lord Atkin, am I right? He laid down certain guidelines, right? Do you owe a duty of care towards your neighbor? You remember that kind of thing, so he did explain, am I right? That all you explain, and then you go and give the facts of Donoghue and Stevenson. Very, very important, the facts of Donoghue and Stevenson. And then only you go into the elements. What is duty of care? And whether that duty of care has been breached. Okay, breach here. Okay, now, so you can compare and contrast here the two cases, Donoghue and Stevenson versus Lim Kabi versus Abdul Latif. Okay, what was the duty of care established in Donoghue and Stevenson? What was the duty of care? Do the consumer owe duty of care towards the manufacturer in that particular case? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, isn't that? Yes, yeah. Okay. So it has to be a legal duty and not a moral duty, right? Because so the manufacturer owes a duty of care to each and every consumer of the drinks, am I right? And in the case of Lim Kabi, of course, the contractor owes a duty of care towards each and every road users, am I right? Okay, so yes. And then you go to a second question, whether that duty of care has been breached or not. You must show there is a loss, damage suffered by the plaintiff. In Lim Kabi case, the damage is, what was the breach? What was the breach there? What was the breach in Lim Kabi? The contractor, Abdul Latif, failed to remove all the debris and all the metals used for the roadwork, am I right? Whereas in the Donegal and Stevenson, what was the breach? The decomposed nail there. That was the breach, am I right? You explain all this thing. And then third, there must be loss, damage or injury. Okay, breach here, before you go into the third one, damages here, the breach here, the degree must be substantial. Only then you can claim. You remember the case of Bolton versus Stone? Can you remember the case of Bolton versus Stone? Where, you remember the cricket ground, they have been playing cricket there for the last 80 over years, only 6 times the ball has come out of the fencing and hit somebody, isn't it? So there the judge said the degree of breach is very, very low, very negligible. So he said there's no breach. If frequent, then yes. So that means the degree of breach must be substantial or must be frequent, only then it's breach. So you can cite the case of Bolton and Stone, yeah? And the third one is there must be loss, damage or injury suffered. In Donoghue and Stevenson, the damage is Donoghue suffered from gastrointestinal pain. Whereas in the case of Lim Kabi versus Abdul Latif, what was the issue there? Lim Kabi versus Abdul Latif. What was the issue there? What happened in Lim Kabi's case? Hello? What happened in Lim Kabi's case? Hello? Hello, are you all listening?
Yes.
What happened in Lim Kabi case? You remember his leg was removed, am I right? Amputated, am I right?
Yeah.
You have to mention that, yeah? You have to mention that. I did mention about the case of Bolton and Stone, yeah? There's also one Malaysian case you can support, yeah? Government of Malaysia versus Jumat bin Mahmud. You can also cite that case, yeah? And then you can say, yeah, we are slowly deviating away from the principle laid down in Donegal and Stevenson. Now we are heading towards the direction laid in the case of Kaparau Industries versus Dickman, am I right? Kaparau Industries versus Dickman, am I right? Okay, what was the direction in Kaparau Industry? That you have to mention. it must be just and fair, it must be reasonably foreseeable, and there must be close proximity. These are three guidelines they use in Capro Industries versus Dickman, you know. One, the loss, damage, or injury suffered must be just and reasonable. Secondly, it must be reasonably foreseeable. And thirdly, there must be close proximity between the plaintiff and the defendant. These are the guidelines they use to claim for negligence currently, you know, that you mentioned. And then finally, you go into what are the defenses available. Before you go into the defenses, the last one you need to know also the remoteness test. I told you all right, the remoteness test. The remoteness test is you remember the case I did mention about Wagamon case and Re-Polomis case. So that means the loss, damage, or injury suffered by the plaintiff must naturally flow from the breach. If it's too remote, then cannot claim. It must be reasonably foreseeable, and then all you can explain. Yeah, and then you talk about the defenses. Voluntary non-fit injuria, reps ipsa locuta, contributory negligence, mechanical defect, valid exclusion clause, and that all you can cite as a defenses for the defendant. Okay? Dapat?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. And then, yeah, what else, yeah? How many areas have I given you so far? All done. Done again. Okay, another one, yeah. Okay, another one is it the fourth one? Yeah, is it the fourth one? Hello?
Yes, should be the fourth one.
Okay. This one is based on the National Land Code. Yeah, this is based on the National Land Code, yeah, 1965. Yeah. Here, very easy, you know, John. You explain briefly the different types of trespass. Okay, how many types of trespass are there? Trespass to land, trespass to person, and goods, am I right? You explain all these three, and then what are the defenses available? And what are the defenses available for the defendant for these three types of trespass? Tapan? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, have you all cited any cases here? Trespass to land, trespass to person, and what are the defenses? Just the defenses can be licensed. Defenses, yeah, can be licensed also a defense, yeah. A public right of way also can be a remedy, right of entry. So if you run to the notes here, you know what are the defenses available, yeah? And what are the remedies? Just talk on the remedies very briefly. That will give you a cover up on that particular area. And one more, yeah, and one more is on the, what do you call that, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. One more is on the OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Act, OSHA. Okay, what you need to know here, you remember, just go into my slide here on OSHA, just go and focus on here, what are the rights and protection, what are the rights and protection, what are the rights, protection and duties of the employer and employee under OSHA, occupation. So what are the rights and duties of employer and employee under the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1995? 1994. So just go and study that. So if you run through my slides here, you could see what are the rights and what are the duties. What are the rights and duties of the parties? So that means the rights, what are the rights of the employer? What are the rights of the employee under the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. Okay, so here you need to know, okay, for this year, if you want to get more information, you go through my slide here. And also if you Google here, you can Google here and just get what are the rights of the employer and employee, rights and duties or obligation of the employer and employee under the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. So here you need to know section 15. You need to know section 15, one of the important sections here, section 15, and also because section 15 here got subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3, very important. And also you need to know section 17. Section 17, and also you need to know section 19, 19. And also you need to know section 24 and section 32. Section 32. And very briefly in the beginning, you need to know section 7. Okay, if you run through my slides, just go and study. Okay, in your introduction, you say, yeah, what is the purpose or what is the objective of the Occupational Safety and Health Act? So the Occupational Safety and Health Act, yeah, is a protection for both the employer and also for the employee. Protection also for the employer and also protection for the employee. And also that particular act also gives you what are the obligation of the employer towards the employee, and also what are the obligation of the employee towards the employer, and what are the rights of the employer, and also what are the rights of the employee. So you just go and study this to answer this question. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any nak tanya apa-apa soalan? Okay. Any question to ask me? Yeah. How many subjects are you all sitting for the exam? Yeah. How many
3 subjects. 3.
3 subjects.
Yeah.
3 subjects. Yeah. Okay. So it should be okay lah. So any other things you all want to know from me now? Tell me. You all want to know also about set 2? Hello?
Sure.
Your voice. Huh? Tak nak, ah? You nak?
No, I mean sure. You can tell us what it is. 1. Yes, 1.
ONE.
WAMP.
W. Okay. Here, I just tell you the areas here. The areas more or less here overlaps here. Okay, one you need to know here is what. Okay, here again, yeah, it's a Malaysian legal system. Got 3 parts here, A, B, C. One part is asking you the application of English law. What's the application of English law in Malaysia? You remember I did mention here, when you're talking about the application of English law in Malaysia here, so normally we use section 3 and section 5 of the Civil Law Act 1956 to bring in foreign law into Malaysia and Malaysianize it, isn't it? And whatever foreign law we are bringing in, it should not conflict with the public policy of Malaysia, and also it can be sensitive, you know, and all the things, yeah. Of course, you just briefly explain on that, yeah. The application of English law in Malaysia. And another thing which you need to know also is, another part is go and study 5 sources of law. I'm sure your assignment you have done that, isn't it? No, sorry. You all have studied the sources of law, right? Because you have written and unwritten source of law, right? Any 5 can be a mixture of written and unwritten, any 5. Federal Constitution, legislation, delegated legislation, state constitution, customary law, English law, judicial decision, and all the things that. But try to focus more on the written source of any 5, yeah. Okay, and then the other one is, yeah, the function of High Court, the function of Court of Appeal and Federal Court. You just explain what is Court of Appeal and what is Federal Court and what are the function and the structure of it. Okay, that all in one area, yeah. The other one is I've already explained where the existing environmental law, is it sufficient to combat issues and challenges faced? I think is repeating, yeah, both sides, yeah, that thing. That is one. And then the other one is, yeah, again, to make your life easy. You see, I played very smart for you all, you know. You know what I did? Because you see, the environment there, part section A also, set A also you have, set B also you have, yeah. The other question also, yeah, I did it in that way for you all, you know. This on the law of contract, yeah. The definition of proposal and acceptance, or offer and acceptance. Yeah, what's the definition you give based on section 2 subsection A and also on section 2 subsection B, right? And then the other one is again repeating, you know, repeating has your set A, yeah. The question is discharge, focus only on frustration. Okay, and then the other part is you explain the 3 remedies, that is damages, specific performance and injunction. So why I did this here? Just to help you all. Even if they were to, you know, like your Imperia, they are very funny, you know, they might capable of doing P into thing. So that's why I make it for you all to play a safe game. I put in that question here again, you know. Okay, and the 4th question, again, the Rowland and Fletcher as your set A, you know. Okay, and the last question also I put in the same. The duties of the occupier, discuss occupier's duties and liabilities towards visitors and invited and uninvited. So that means these questions all repeating. Dapat?
So why you're so clever, one?
So what you see, you know why? You know why? Even they use this set, you still you're studying the same thing for both sets, you know. Are you following? You're not going to study new areas, you know. Dapat? Because 3 questions are repeating, you know, set A and set B, you know. Because you see, the occupiers set A and set B the same. Rowland and Fletcher set A and set B also the same, am I right? And also the offer and acceptance and the frustration and all the things, am I right? Okay, that are the things, yeah. Any other questions you want to ask me? Hello? Ada? Any questions? If there's no question, then we'll end the class here. Hello?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Any question? You all have any question to ask me? Hey, whatever, listen carefully, yeah. Whatever information which I'm giving all, yeah, is very, very PNC, you know. Please, please, please don't share even with other lecturers, you know. You know why I'm trying to help all of you, you know, because I know that because of the online classes and also you all can get access to a lot of materials in the library and all the things, yeah. That's the reason why I'm trying to help you all, you know. You understand? So please don't dig your own grave by leaking out this and you all are ending up into your own problem.
Sure.
Dapat? So I'm just doing it for all of your benefit, you know. So I hope you all should be okay, should be okay.
Thank you,
Actually,
sir.
you all don't have any other questions, yeah. So if in between, yeah, your exam is on the 28th, is it?
Yes.
Is it your exam on the 28th? 28th, yeah. In between, okay. In between, if you all have any questions or anything, you all can always WhatsApp me. Okay, you all can always WhatsApp me. Put it in this group here because the other group I've already exit ready. Yeah. So if you all have any question, you all can always WhatsApp me. Whichever way I can, I will help you already.
Okay,
so,
thank you, sir.
So all of you all from KL or anyone coming from outstation for the exam? all are in KL, in Klang Valley. Yeah. Okay, all the best. Hope you all do well in the exam.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So you all finishing the exam on the 28th, yeah? What time are you all finishing the exam?
3.
2 o'clock you all finishing.
3.
Okay, 3, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll come around that time to collect. I'll come around that time to collect this exam scripts for marking. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I'll come in maybe around 3 something to come and collect your scripts for marking. Okay.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
between, if you all have any problems, you all always welcome to WhatsApp me. Alright.
Thank you.
So just
Okay.
go and study all these areas. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.